Look at him. Shimmering scales, majestic fins, a warrior's spirit. You bought him because he was beautiful. You put him in a glass ball because the store clerk said he'd be fine. But behind that glass, he is screaming. Most betta fish owners aren't hobbyists, they are unintentional executioners. While a betta should live for 5 years, in the average household, they don't last 6 months. They don't die of old age, they die of organ failure, chemical burns, and psychological decay. Today, Ocean's Victim is exposing the 5 deadly mistakes that are rotting your fish from the inside out. If you have a betta right now, pay attention, because one of these mistakes is likely happening in your room at this very moment. Before we dive into the evidence, subscribe to Ocean's Victim. We are the voice for those who cannot speak. Join the mission to stop the silent suffering. The greatest marketing lie ever told in the pet industry is the betta bowl. You've heard it. They live in puddles in the wild, so they love small spaces. That is a lethal fabrication. In Southeast Asia, a puddle during the rainy season is part of a massive oxygen-rich floodplain stretching for miles. Putting a betta in a 1-gallon bowl is like forcing a human to live their entire life inside a cramped elevator. Imagine breathing, eating, and sleeping in a space where the air never moves. In a small bowl, the water stagnates instantly. There is no room for exercise, no mental stimulation, and most importantly, no room for error. When space is restricted, the fish's growth is stunted externally, but their internal organs continue to grow. They are literally being crushed by their own bodies. If your fish is in a bowl, you aren't keeping a pet. You are managing a decorative coffin. Part 2. The Ammonia Holocaust. The Invisible Killer. But space isn't what kills them first. It's the invisible chemical warfare. Every time your betta eats, it produces waste. In a large ecosystem, bacteria neutralize this. But in your tank, without a cycled filter, that waste turns into ammonia. Ammonia is like pouring invisible acid into the water. It burns the gills, it melts the fins, a condition we call fin rot, but it's actually a chemical burn. You might think changing the water fixes this, but doing it the wrong way is actually the second way you're killing them. We'll get to the water change trap in a moment, but first look at the gills. If they are red or purple, your fish is gasping for air in a liquid fire. This is the ammonia holocaust, and 90% of beginner tanks are currently in the middle of one. Part 3. The Overfeeding Trap. Death by love. Most owners kill their bettas out of love. You see him swimming toward you and you think he's hungry, so you drop in 5-10 pellets. Stop. A betta's stomach is roughly the size of its eye. 1 or 2 pellets is a feast. When you overfeed, 2 things happen. Both are fatal. First, the fish becomes bloated. Their digestive tract is tiny. A blockage leads to swim bladder disorder. Your fish loses the ability to swim. He sinks to the bottom or floats at the top, unable to dive, slowly starving to death while being physically buoyant. Second, the uneaten food rots at the bottom, fueling the ammonia holocaust we just talked about. You are feeding the killer, not the fish. Part 4. The Thermal Shock. The Room Temp Myth. Bettas are hardy. They don't need a heater. Another lie. Bettas are tropical. They thrive at 78 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. If your tank is room temperature, say 72 degrees, your fish is living in a state of permanent hypothermia. Imagine living in a walk-in freezer with only a t-shirt on. Your heart rate slows, your immune system crashes. This is why ick and velvet diseases strike. Their bodies are too cold to fight back. They become lethargic, sitting at the bottom like a stone. They aren't resting, they are shutting down to preserve what little heat they have left. Without a regulated heater, you are watching a slow-motion freeze frame of a death. Part 5. Psychological Decay. The Mind of a Warrior. Finally, the mistake that no one talks about: boredom. Bettas are among the most intelligent fish in the hobby. They can recognize faces, they can learn tricks, yet we put them in empty boxes with plastic plants that tear their fins. A stressed betta will start to bite its own tail, self-mutilation out of pure desperation. They lose their color, their spirit breaks. When a betta loses its flair, it has given up on life. This is the ultimate silent mistake. You provide the water, you provide the food, but you deny them a life. If you realize you've made these mistakes, don't just feel guilty. Action is the only apology a silent victim accepts. Get a 5-gallon tank, get a heater, learn about the nitrogen cycle. Your betta is a warrior. He fought through the supply chain and the tiny cups at the pet store just to reach you. Don't let his journey end in a bowl. Have you seen your betta show any of these signs? Comment "Save" below, and our community at Ocean's Victim will help you fix your setup today. Share this video. You might save a life in the next 10 minutes.